Unique Peak 21 says welcome to another video. In today's video we are just gonna be upgrading our tools and armor to hopefully full iron. We may also get diamonds and other good resources. Rich 565 says okay, let's get right into it. Unique Peak 21 says alright. Rich 565 says start with mining or what? Unique Peak 21 says yeah, I think so. We can go to that cave we found last episode. Rich 565 says yeah, shouldn't be too crazy. Unique Peak 21 says make sure you have all the stuff to go into a cave. Rich 565 says do you got decent food supply? Rich 565 says okay, I noticed that. Unique Peak 21 says alright, let's go. Rich 565 says okay, got the torches. Unique Peak 21 says alright. Unique Peak 21 says I think we are all set. Rich 565 says intimidating. Unique Peak 21 says yes, very. Rich 565 says alright, torch it up. Rich 565 says whoa. Unique Peak 21 has made the advancement Monster Hunter. Unique Peak 21 says wow, first monster. Rich 565 says just now. Unique Peak 21 says I guess yeah. Rich 565 says careful of those creepy boys. Rich 565 says holy. Unique Peak 21 has made the advancement not today, thank you. Rich 565 has made the advancement not today, thank you. Rich 565 says no armor, not the wisest thing. Rich 565 says every time you type you get exploded lol. Unique Peak 21 says that's what we are out to get and it will help a lot. Unique Peak 21 says armor. Rich 565 says caves in hardcore are a very dangerous and inconsistent spot. Unique Peak 21 says yes. Rich 565 says how much iron you got. Unique Peak 21 says 18, pretty good so far. Rich 565 says I got 14. Unique Peak 21 says nice. Unique Peak 21 says almost 2 sets. Rich 565 says big drop. Rich 565 says spider spawner. Unique Peak 21 says nice. Rich 565 says how much do we want to get before we leave? Unique Peak 21 says enough for 2 sets, but if we start getting into dangerous territory then just leave with what we have. Rich 565 says cave ends here, but there should be more up some other spot. Rich 565 says lit up nice. Unique Peak 21 says that's good. Rich 565 says okay, we have more than enough to meet out Queta, we should think about leaving soon. Unique Peak 21 says that was quicker than I expected. Rich 565 says I have 37 on me. Unique Peak 21 says I got 25. Rich 565 says let's leave. Unique Peak 21 says alright. Unique Peak 21 says let's chop down some trees because it is a bit crammed. Rich 565 says got it. Rich 565 says we can use the wood too. Rich 565 says this world has potential. Unique Peak 21 says a lot of potential. Rich 565 says we got more space to do stuff now. Unique Peak 21 says potential projects in the future. Unique Peak 21 says holy future. Rich 565 says the near future. Rich 565 says future is like a PPR. Unique Peak 21 says yes, an inside joke for the channel. Rich 565 says APPR rocking is the OG. Unique Peak 21 says yes. Unique Peak 21 says alright, let's check up on the iron. Rich 565 says time to get suited up. Rich 565 has made the advancement suit up. Unique Peak 21 says yeah. Rich 565 says nice. Unique Peak 21 says I got a shovel too. Unique Peak 21 says look at us. Rich 565 says that's called progression, this channel will be full of it. Unique Peak 21 says well. Unique Peak 21 says I think it's that time. Rich 565 says yes. Rich 565 says thanks for watching. Unique Peak 21 says bye bye.